Hello everyone, welcome to SQL Depository. I am Saurabh Pandey and today we will talk about isolation levels in MySQL. So what is the isolation level? As the name suggests, the name isolation level suggests, this is the level of isolation between two transactions, which is one transaction, how much it is isolated from another transaction. So there are four isolation levels available in MySQL, which is read uncommitted, read committed, repeatable read, and serializable. Okay, so read uncommitted, which provide the least isolation between two transactions, but the maximum performance. And the serializable isolation level, this provide the maximum isolation between two transactions, but the least performance. So as you will go down, the isolation will increase, but the performance will decrease. So let's look at all these isolation levels through the examples and what exactly they are and what problem you will face if you use any particular type of isolation level. Okay, so let me check what isolation level I have right now. So I will write the command. So variables like isolation. Okay, so right now I have read uncommitted isolation level. Okay, and the same isolation level I have for another session because it is set globally. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the employees database. Same thing I'll do here as well. And I'm going to start a transaction. I've started a transaction here. And what I'm doing, I'm selecting from a table name test. And this is the result. You are getting the output 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 12, 15. Okay, these are the IDs and some values. Now, I will start another transaction here. And I will update test table and set the value to maybe MJU, some random value, where ID is equals to 5. Okay. So I have updated this, but I've done this under a transaction and I did not commit or roll back this transaction, right? So this data has been modified, but not yet committed. If I'll go to another transaction and you can see that the value for ID 5 is RST right now. And if you'll run the same select statement again, you can see the new value. Now this new value is not committed. I might roll back in the another transaction or I might commit as well. So the uncommitted data that you are reading here is known as dirty read. So dirty read is sometimes not a problem in the reporting system where you are fetching lots of record or where one or two record is not appropriate. That is fine, but not always. But in OLTP system, online transaction system, you cannot accept these kind of reads. So dirty read is not at all acceptable. So in read uncommitted snapshot, isolation level, you will have to face this problem and you will have to bear with it until unless you are not doing something from the scripting to overcome this kind of problem. But otherwise, in general, you will face this problem. Now, how to resolve this problem? To resolve this problem, you have the second isolation level, which is read committed, which will read only the committed data. So let me go ahead and roll back here. And I'm going to roll back here as well. And then I'm going to set the new isolation level, which is read committed. So I will say set global transaction isolation level read committed, right? If I check the isolation level now, it is still showing read uncommitted because this is the current session until and it will not be applicable until I'll not change the session. So I will have to exit this session and start a new one. So I will say exit from here and then connect again. Now the new session has been started. I will connect to employees database again. And same thing I'm going to do in this session as well. And then I'll connect again. Then use employees database. Okay. Oops. Typing mistake. I'm sorry about it. Okay. Now I'm connected to employees database. If I show you the isolation level now, so variables like isolation. Now you can see read committed isolation level. So far so good, right? So let me start transaction here. Okay, so the transaction is started. Here also I'm gonna start the transaction and I'm gonna update the same record again. Update test. Okay, before updating, let me select from here so that you will have the old value and new value both. Okay, so for ID 5, you can see there is a value RST. Okay, so I'm gonna update this value to MJU, some random value. And now it is updated, but not yet committed. And this time, if you'll run the select command again, you can still see the old value. The new updated value MJU is not available here because the isolation level is read committed and you can only read the committed data. So the last committed value was RST. So it is showing the value RST for ID 5, right? What if I'll commit here? If I'll commit here, then you will start to see a new value, which is MJU. So far, so good. This time you don't see any writing. Okay, but is there any problem with this isolation level as well? Yes. So there are a few things that could be problematic in this isolation level as well. Sometimes it is fine, sometimes it is not fine. So it's up to you. What is your requirement? But let me tell you what is the problem. The problem is non-repeatable read. What is non-repeatable read? Under the same transaction, you are running the same select statement and it is giving you two different results. This is non-repeatable read, which means the reads are not repeatable. They are not same under the same transaction when you are selecting the same data twice under the same transaction, right? So what exactly it is? So let me actually go ahead and start a new transaction first. Start transaction. Okay, you have started a transaction, and then what you are gonna do is, let me actually go ahead and delete one record first from the test table. So I'm gonna delete from test where ID is equals to 6. So the ID 6 I have already deleted, and this was under the transaction. So I'm gonna commit. So now this is committed as well. So if I do select star from test, there is no ID 6. Okay. So what I'm going to write here is I'm going to write select star from test where ID between 1 and 7. Okay, so what you have got ID 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 7, which is correct so far. You have only those values between ID 1 and 7, right? Okay, fine. Now here I'm going to insert one value, one record here. Insert into test values 6, comma, and I will say YUI. So this record has been inserted, and you can see the new record here, which is 6, which was not there earlier. But what if I run the same select statement again? This time you can see ID 6 as well. So under the same transaction, you have run the same select statement twice, and you have got two different result set, right? Okay. What if I'll update any value? Update test set value to maybe IOP where ID is equals to 1. Fine. So it is also updated. There is no transaction, so I don't have to commit. And if I'll go here and select this, you can see the value of 1 is also modified. So you are not getting the exactly same result set when you are running the exactly same select statement under the same transaction. So this is called as non-repeatable read. But if you want repeatable read, then this can be resolved under that isolation level repeatable read. So let me actually go ahead and roll back this first. And what I'm gonna do here is, okay, just leave it like this, and I'll delete from test where ID is equals to 6. Okay, I've just deleted this ID. And I'm gonna select global transaction isolation level to repeatable read, right? So this transaction isolation level has been changed. Now I will exit and start a new session. So now it is started. I'll select the employees database. And here also I'm gonna do same thing. Okay, done. Now this time I'll start a transaction, start transaction, and then I'll do the same select. You have got the IDs 1 to 7 and the corresponding values, right? And this time what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna update the table test and set value is equals to QWE where ID is equals to 2. Okay, so what was the value before? It was XYZ. Now what I'm gonna change it to, it is QWE, right? So I've hit enter. Now this is under the transaction, and if I'll run the same select statement again, you can see that you have again got the value XYZ. You did not get the get the old value back. So this time you have got the repeatable read, the data that you have got before, the exactly same data you have got here as well. But this isolation level also has one problem, which is phantom read. So the problem of repeatable read has been resolved. The isolation level read committed had the problem of repeatable read and phantom read both. This time you don't have the problem of repeatable read. You are getting the repeatable read, but still you have the problem of phantom read. Now, what is the phantom read? Phantom read is nothing but, let me actually go ahead and tell you by an example. If I'll insert a record, insert into test values, so you can see that the ID 6 is not here. So I'm gonna insert the ID 6 this time, and the value is UIO, whatever, doesn't matter. And now it is inserted. And if you run this command again, now ID 6 fall under this category. It is between ID 1 and 7, right? So if you'll hit enter, you can see there is no ID 6, right? So you have inserted a new record, but you don't see the new record here. Now, if you want that new record to be visible here, then this is a problem. And this problem is known as phantom read. So the new ID, it has been inserted. There is one new record and in the table, in the in the filter clause that you have given, but you don't see that record in your select output, because it is giving the output from the snapshot that it has created when it ran the select statement first time. Now, if phantom read is a problem for you, then how can you resolve? Then for this, you have to use serializable isolation level. Okay, that you can use at the stored procedure level or session level, whatever you want. If you don't want to change the isolation level or any of these isolation level completely, you just want any particular isolation level. Suppose you have the OLTP system, the online transaction system, but there is a reporting query that you are running and you are fine with dirty read, then you can write a procedure and set the isolation level to read and computed under that procedure. So it won't affect the other transaction, but the isolation level for that transaction will become read uncomputed. So you can do at the session level, at the procedure level as well. But I'm going to change it to global level just for the sake for an example, just for the sake of an example, right? But otherwise, it's up to you how you want to use those isolation levels, because you don't only have to achieve the isolation, you also have to achieve the performance as well. So you will have to decide what is good for your application and how can you achieve better performance with the required isolation level as well. Okay, so let me actually roll back here and set global isolation Oops, let me type transaction as well. So transaction isolation level 2 serializable, and it is done. What you have to do, you have to exit and start a new transaction. Use employee database. Employees database is selected now. Same thing you are going to do, but I'm going to delete this record 6 here, the ID 6 from the test table, and delete from test where ID is equals to 6 and it has been deleted. If you want to verify, select star from test and you don't see any ID 6, right? So I'm going to exit from here, connect again. And then I'm going to use employees database. Now, this time I'll start another transaction. I will run the select command. So let me go to that select command again. Okay, so this is the select command and you have the output now. Now, if I'll insert a new record, insert into test values 6, 2IO, and now you can see that this transaction is not yet completed because this transaction has been blocked by this transaction. Now the transaction has been serialized and until it will not release the lock, this transaction cannot insert the data. So either this will have to complete and after that it will encounter commit or rollback. So let's say if I'll say commit, then only it will run. Otherwise it will never complete. So let me go ahead and delete again. Delete from test where ID is equals to 6. And I'm going to start the transaction again, run the select again, and then I'll insert the record again and it is stuck. And then if you'll select, it is definitely going to give you the same result back because inside is blocked. And then if I'll roll back here, now this transaction is completed, but you did not see the phantom read this time. So as I've told you that the performance will decrease. So it is clearly visible that until this transaction was not completed, the insert was unable to proceed. So there is a blocking, which is a big performance problem. And you will have to deal with this if you want this isolation level. Otherwise, I've given you the alternate way that whenever you need serializable isolation level where you are not okay to get the problem of phantom read, then you can use serializable isolation level at the procedure on the inside the procedure, and then you will not face this problem for that particular procedure. And overall, it will not be these many blockings because you are not using it globally. So these are the 4 isolation levels. And as I've told you, this is the trade-off between the isolation and performance. So use it wisely. And this is what I wanted to cover in this session. And as always, thanks for watching.